A matter of time before South Africa's fuel price increase affects everyone, including those who do not drive. The spike in costs has gotten most of the headlines, but the diesel price is even more concerning, increasing by nearly R1.50 a litre. Diesel powers the fleets of trucks that transport South Africa's products like food, and when it comes to commuting, the most vulnerable are certainly first in line to feel the increased economic pain when things like taxi fares increase. Manqoba Mchunu is out and about today speaking with commuters and economic experts to gauge just how much trouble we are in. Manqoba, you're on the ground in Soweto, and I remember reading a report last week that taxi operators were not going to hike their fees just yet. But is that just a short honeymoon?
Well, indeed, it is a short honeymoon, if I can put it that way, Tafuma, because you know that if the petrol prices increase, this means that the cost of doing business for many of these taxi operators, for many of the trucking companies also go up. So this means that they'll have to now fork out more in order to do those services. And this means that eventually they'll have to consider hiking up the prices. And of course, which will come to a blow for many of the commuters, as well as those services that really rely on petrol on a daily basis. Of course, it is quite a record high increase of petrol, with petrol going up as much as 99 cents per litre, and illuminating paraffin and diesel going up by R1.42 to be quite exact. But let's find out from those people who use petrol daily just how this has affected them. I'm now joined by one of the drivers here in Soweto. Of course, he's one of the taxi drivers here, local taxi drivers here in Soweto. Baba, let's start here. The price of petrol has gone up. How has it affected you as a driver?
Kona kusilimaze kakhulu ukukhuphuka kapetrol ngoba akusasebenze kahle ngoba phela thina sisebenza la public transport nje abantu beyitafu kanje kuyakwenza ukuthi uthi uzamile ukuthela yonke imali vele iphelele kupetrol ngoba phela ukukhuphuka kwawo kuchaza ukuthi hayi akusazusebenzeka kahle noma labantu esisebenza ngabo due to covid nje kuyakwenzeka kusebenza abanye ba off thothi soyolanda umuntu oyi1 thothi umusho nje upetrol omningi kakhulu ngomuntu oyi1 khona ayikusilimaza impela sekuthanda ukubanzima impela.
And when how much are you spending, Baba, in terms of petrol? What were you spending before, and how much are you spending now?
Bengithola ukuthi mangizothela nje full tank last day nje 2 weeks bengithela u850, but now sekuba 1020 ayi affecte kakhulu, sithanda ukubanzima kakhulu.
Okay. No, thank you very much, Baba. Of course, explaining there, Anika, that the price, the fuel price hike has been quite detrimental for them, especially as taxi drivers, because he says that on a daily basis, you know, he relies on fetching people and also trying to get, those staff members that work late. And so at times he finds himself having to fetch just one of those staff members, and this is really costing for him because he has to spend a lot of petrol to try and get them. And of course, he says COVID has also not been quite good in terms of the pocket. They've been dealt a major blow because of COVID-19, but also in terms of the petrol that he says he now spends, he's telling us that he's now spending an average of 1,000 rand, and before that he was just paying about 850. So you can just tell how much this has been an impact to them. But I'm also now here at the petrol station just nearby. Let me find out from drivers, the motor vehicle drivers themselves, how this has affected them. And let me just move on to this gentleman here, just to find out from him what the impact has been so far. Baba, thank you. You are live on eNCA. Baba, how has the petrol price increase affected you personally as somebody who drives?
It's very, very tough. Very, very tough. Because for now it's from 17 rand to almost 20 rand. It's like myself, I'm working in Kempton Park from Soweto every day, so it's tough. Very tough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No. Thank you. So how much, Baba, are you filling up with now?
Now I'm going to fill up 300 rand.
300 rand.
300, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Okay, well, this gentleman saying that it's really tough, Anika. You know, as drivers, they're really battling to cope with the new prices. Of course, it trickles down also to the commuter. You know, commuters do use, or goods are carried by some of the trucks. They're carried through on the road. So it is quite a major blow also for commuters who will have to find themselves in the near future facing price hikes for food and issues like that. But let me speak to this gentleman, Baba. How has the petrol price increase affected you?
Yeah, it affects us a lot, boss. It affects us a lot because some of us are not working, but we really want to use our cars. But now the petrol, the price is too high, man. It's too high. We are not working. There is no jobs, but things are getting up every now and then. You know.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, well, you've heard it from the motorists themselves, saying that it really is a bit difficult for them. Of course, this means that they'll have to dig deeper into their pockets, which are already stretched. As that driver had mentioned, COVID-19 has also been quite, impactful for them as the taxi industry. So many of the commuters, many of the drivers saying that indeed they are facing a difficult time with this petrol increase.
Yeah, and experts saying that there is no relief in sight for motorists. In fact, the price of petrol might still go up more before the end of the year or at the beginning of next year. Thank you so much, eNCA's Manqoba Mqunu, giving us reaction from people on the ground in Soweto, reaction to the increase in the fuel price.